Joining us now, the subject of a new documentary about one Israeli family's harrowing experience on October 7th. Noam T-Bone is a retired IDF general who helped rescue his son's family and a number of Israelis from their kibbutz during the attack. General, thank you so much for being with us. And let me just bring you into the news today, which is we know there are many details still to be discussed. But do you have optimism that this war could be near the end?
Hello from Tel Aviv. It's really a pleasure to talk with you. As you know, this is the most important day maybe in the history of the state of Israel, because this is the biggest failure. October 7th, we lost more Jews in one day since the Holocaust. And the ongoing war, also, we have a lot of casualties. So right now, I think that the Trump plan, and I really want to thank, as an Israeli citizen, President Trump, can do what is important to Israel, to end the war in Gaza and bring the hostages back home. This is the right thing to do in terms of the security of Israel. Israel needs to end the war. This is the right thing to do in terms of Judaism, because we are all brothers and we need to bring our brothers and sisters back home. And this is the right thing to do in terms of the values of the IDF and Israel. Don't leave anyone behind you. So President Trump, the people of Israel support you, but you have to be very careful not let anyone sabotage this deal, your deal, not the Hamas that will try to drag it, or not the Netanyahu government that will try to sabotage it. Close the deal.
Do you still believe that it could be sabotaged by Israel?
You know, we have a long history of the government sabotage all kind of deals of the hostages. I believe we can have all the hostages a year ago at Israel, and we lost some of them in the hands of those murderers of the Hamas. So right now, I know the process, and that's why it's all the small details. And I think President Trump and, of course, Witkoff, Jared Kushner, all of them must be very focused that nobody will sabotage it, yes.
General, I mentioned the documentary, and it is about the extraordinary risk you took on that day. And if it wasn't for your training and ability, your son and his family could well be among the hostages abducted and held in Gaza. Is that something that you reflect on? And does that connect you to the families of those loved ones who have not survived and who are still being held?
You know, it's very personal for me. I'm lucky. On that day, you know, on my journey, and we have now this wonderful movie made by Barry Everett from Canada, The Road Between Us. And I use on that day all my skills, all my knowledge as a retired general. With my wife, my brave wife, Gali, who joined me to the journey. But we're lucky. Our family is alive. And, you know, a few blocks from my son's house was Omri Miran, which is still in the hand of the Hamas. And that's why from October 8th, it's very personal to me, very personal to bring them back home, very personal to fix Israel. And I said on October 8th, everybody that's in charge of this failure need to go home. All the leadership of the IDF, the leadership of the intelligence, and the government, the Netanyahu government, because we need to rebuild Israel, and we can start rebuilding it by bringing them home. And this is the most important issue for the state of Israel and the people of Israel right now.
Let me ask you briefly, because you are a general. Israel's not a big country. Its military has been fighting on multiple fronts for 2 years now. How much strain has that been on Israeli soldiers and their families and the country as a whole?
You know, 2 years is a very long war, and I think that, you know, the IDF is doing an incredible job. But right now we are facing guerrilla warfare in Gaza. And from the experience of the Americans in Vietnam, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, and our experience in Lebanon, it's useless. And that's why right now, the right thing to do is to end the war, take care of the security of Israel on the borders, be sure that in the agreement, Hamas will not control Gaza, bring the hostages back home, and move forward. This is the right thing to do for the state of Israel.
Retired General Noam T-Bone, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.